We run an organization called Everyone is Gay.
Together.
So it began as an advice website, correct, and has grown into a full organization now.
Yes.
And so where did your inspiration come from when you began the website?
Well, I have this other blog called Lesbians Who Look Like Justin Bieber, and because of that website, for some reason, people were asking me questions, and they were just, giving comments, and there were some negative comments. There were people saying that I was stereotyping the lesbian community and making lesbians look bad, and Kristin was on her way to getting her master's in gender studies. So we were both getting fired up about it and decided we wanted to respond to these people. So Kristin was on her way to getting her master's in gender studies, so we were both fired up and we wanted to respond to people. We started a Tumblr. We decided to call it Everyone is Gay.
I mean, we really thought that what we were doing was going to be like us making a few funny jokes, and that was the end of it. So we titled the website literally like over G-Chat one day. We were making a bunch of jokes, and she said no one is straight, and I said everyone is gay, and then I left my job at the time, got on the subway, and when I came above ground, Dannielle was like, so everyoneisgay.com, I got it, it's up.
Yeah.
And so when did it really start to take off and grow?
It's been a slow burn, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, at first it was way more than we expected, because Lesbians Who Look Like Justin Bieber had a little ad on it to direct people to our site. So, hundreds of people found us in the first few months. And then Tegan and Sarah tweeted about us, and Dan Savage put us on his Second Opinions on his column. And those two things really had a big punch. And also Tumblr features blogs on Tuesdays. So that was like for 6 months, all that stuff happened. So it really built us up pretty quickly in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then since then, it's just been...
It just continues to grow and grow depending on what we're doing and what we're saying and who's talking about us. So there's no one thing that happened that shot us up into the air or anything, but yeah.
I was touring around your website a little bit beforehand, and I saw something about MTV. Are you guys working with them, or?
We did work with them for a hot minute. They have an action-based blog called MTV Act, and it's a pro-social blog, and it's supposed to, get youth involved in making change. And they work with the Kaiser Foundation, and they were doing something about, I think it started because they were doing posts about safe sex.
It was specific to safe sex.
Right, but we answered questions that were pretty general.
Yeah,
too.
that were more general than that. So they would send us, I don't remember what it was, 2 questions
a month,
I think. Yeah. And they would be submitted from their readers, and we would answer them, and they would post them on the MTV Act site, and also on the, I think it was, what was the name of that? I don't remember. That's fine.
The Hookup? No, that was the MTV Act.
That was the name of our column.
Oh, yeah. But it was Kaiser Foundation had
had their own thing.
Yeah, I can't remember. Sorry.
But yeah, that was our work with MTV.
And so when and why did you guys decide to start touring campuses? You also go to high schools and middle schools, correct?
Yeah. Well, that happened because people asked us to come.
Yeah.
Really?
Almost everything we've done has been at the hand of our readers, because they'll say please make videos, and we'll make videos, and then they say please come to our schools, and we come to their schools, and they say please talk to our parents, and
now we're doing that.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, late in 2010, there was a whole lot of media attention around several suicides that had happened, sexuality and gender identity related, and during that wake of attention, we reached out to our readers and said, we're already doing some of this, but what more can we do? And the resounding response was, come to our schools, talk at our schools. And we were like, okay. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, we literally sat and wrote a script and sat in my living room and talked to 7 of our friends and did it for them with a little projector and a projector screen, and we were like, oh.
Yeah.
And then we went to our first university having no idea what to expect.
Yeah, no clue.
And it was really well received, and yeah.
And
here we are.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me to think that we wrote a script not knowing anything, and we used the same script 2 years later.
Yeah, we really haven't changed much at all.
Yeah, so.
Do you guys do interaction with the audience, or is it more of
After the presentation, the scripted part, we have a question and answer, and you can ask anything you want, and we'll answer it.
And you guys go all over the country?
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
And I'm from Albany, New York.
Let me see what I was going to ask about. Oh, I read that you guys go by the 3-pronged approach. So
yeah.
What is that for you guys, and why do you like that method?
Well, it's interesting because that is
It's
very
brand new
incarnation of our mission statement. We didn't start out thinking we were going to have a three-pronged approach. We started out giving advice, and then we started going to schools, and then our most recent prong is working with parents. And so we sort of looked at it, and we felt the whole time like what we were doing was all very similar, but everybody who would come to our site and who knew our work was like, I feel like you do so many things. Like, can you just tell me like one thing you do? And then we talked about it, and I was like, every single thing that we do is for LGBTQ young people, So that's sort of how we reworded it. And so now we say, we help LGBTQ young people in 3 ways: by helping them directly, by helping them help their schools, and by helping them help their parents.
And so how have you seen a lot of change? Obviously you have, because you guys have been working, but how does it make you feel, and what pushes you to keep doing this and inspires you?
Honestly, it's just well, we were actually talking about a specific case very recently. I don't remember with who, but we get really, really overwhelmed because we are doing a lot and a lot all at once, and it's kind of hard to see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Every day, we get bogged down, and we're just answering advice questions, we're just going to schools, we're just doing this, and then we'll get a letter or a phone call or something from someone who tells us how they have been personally affected by us and how we have changed their lives for the better, or in some cases saved their lives. And recently we were recalling this memory where we were both in total emotional breakdown status, and we were trying to do a webcast, and we just couldn't get it together.
We were just so tired.
We were so tired and overwhelmed, and we were listening through questions, and we had a question from this girl who called, and she was like, I don't have a question. I just wrote you a letter, and it didn't feel right sending it. I wanted you to hear the sincerity in my voice. And the entire thing, and she read the letter to us, and she was just thanking us for what we did and asking us not to stop, and we were like, and we
sobbed.
We were sobbing.
And then we were it was like a jetpack, we were refueled and ready to go again. And that happens a lot to us, that, it does, it gets overwhelming, and it gets confusing and frustrating, and we don't know what we're doing because we're not doing anything that people have done before, so it's not even we can look to other people and say okay, well, it seems like at this stage in the game they were like this. It's there's nothing to compare
there's no
ourselves
formula.
To. So really, we tell people all the time when we get letters like that how much they mean, and I hope that when we say it, it actually resonates, because it literally is there are guideposts in a completely dark, we're where are we going? And then we're okay, we can keep going now.
So what are you guys looking to do in the future?
Oof.
I have no idea. A nap would be nice.
Yeah. Take a nap. Eat some popcorn.
Yeah, the October of next year, we release a book for parents, and that is really the center focus for us for the time starting now and ending at the release. We're launching a website called The Parents Project, and really that's, a lot of the stuff that we do, answering advice and making videos, that will all continue, but in terms of building, we're really, really focused on building the parents' presence. And then, like anything else, it's we never know where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
We'll probably get the Parents Project up, and then we'll be doing something that we could have never imagined, but it just kind of came organically out of the work that we were doing.
So why did you guys want to have Jenny here today? I've heard that it's kind of a trial, first time she's here with you guys.
It is. We've never done it before.
We'll see how she does.
Yeah.
So
she's not the worst.
why do you think it's good to have her here today, or why did you want her to come?
I think it's super fun for people to sit down and not only hear us talk, but to also hear an incredible musician play music and songs. Music, it's kind of like laughter. We hinge on laughter, and that's, I think, a universal, and I think music is a universal too.
And also, it wasn't even our idea. Our booking agent was like, by the way, what do you think about having Jenny? And we were like, oh,
yeah, that sounds fun.
Great idea. So we, so Sean at Kepler.
Sean at, yeah.
His Twitter handle is at Sean at Kepler.
Yeah.
Let me see. Just, I guess, anything that, a general statement of anything that you really want to leave with the people who come today.
Be nice to each other.
Be nice to each other, yeah. And remember that a lot of the problems that we have are very, very similar, despite our sexuality, our gender identity. Right? We're all just people.
Thank you
Cool.
guys so much.
Thank you.
I grew up in the rural northwestern corner of New Jersey, and I live in Brooklyn now.